Folks, there have been a lot of lawsuits saying that a lot of hair care products are unsafe, especially for women. Well, one mother was looking for the right products for her and her children, so she created Locsanity. Charmaine Jones created this company, a natural hair care and personal brand, offering more than 60 plant-based formulations designed to nourish and support both locks and loose natural hair. Charmaine joins us now from Coral Springs, Florida. Charmaine, glad to have you here. And so, all right, like 60 different ones. So how did you put all of this together? I mean, did you have a chemistry background? Were you Googling stuff and going on YouTube? How'd you start and create Locsanity?
Thank you for having me, Roland. First and foremost, I don't know if you remember, but I had an opportunity to meet you at the Hope Conference a couple of years ago. And so I'm glad that, things have come full circle and I'm here to spend some time with you today. So as far as how I came up with the Locsanity, it was really, really quite an adventure that I went on. I actually came from corporate America. I spent about 25 years working in a variety of different industries in corporate America, everything from manufacturing to software. And so the question that you asked, how does someone end up, making lock hair care products? It's a combination of the background that I had, but it really comes down to when I have 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. And when my oldest daughter hit, middle school and, she's going through the time where she's trying to figure out who she is and, what her definition of beauty is. And at the time I was working in corporate America, high level position, and I wore my hair very, very straight, similar to what it is now, but it was not in its natural state. It was permed hair. And so every single day, Alicia would see me get dressed and, I'd put on my best Kamala Harris suit. And, I would, lay my hair down and everything and just look very, very corporate and very, very polished in her eyes. And so she started to aspire to that beauty standard. And I remember one day, middle school, she came home one day and she said, I want my hair to be straight like yours. And when I say, Roland, that just absolutely broke my heart, because here I am trying to teach this beautiful, beautiful girl about how beautiful she is, about how beautiful her kinks and her curls and, her afro and her afro puffs and her loose natural, how all of this is beautiful. And she was seeing me every single day, getting dressed, straightening my hair, putting on my suit. She was seeing that as the beauty standard. And so it was at that point, I decided, you know what, I'm going to start living in the truth that I'm preaching. And I converted over to my loose natural and eventually into locks. Now, when I got locks, that's when it really started to become fun, because at the time, this was back in 2017, I could not find good, natural, plant-based products. And so I did what most Black women will do when you're trying to find something, you problem solve. And so I started making my own products in my kitchen at nights and weekends. And, fast forward, I got a few products that were working really, really well. And, I'm talking to my husband about the challenges and, how come no one has ever, come up with this? And how come there's none of these products available? And, we decided, you know what? Well, maybe the world's waiting on you. Maybe you're the reason, you're the one that everything has been waiting for. And so I started working with an organic chemist to formalize my ingredients, my formulas, and just come up with some amazing products. And every single one of these products that you do see they came out of a need. They came out of a need that I had. They came out of a need that friends had, that family members had, and everything has just all been a labor of love, something that I created for myself, for my family, for my loved ones.
Wow, that's cool there. And you started when?
2017 is when we started.
2017. So now you're in your 9th year. And how has it grown?
Oh, it's grown exponentially. So at the time when I first started the company, I did mention I was working in corporate America. And at the time I was working with an e-commerce company and I was working full time, very demanding job. I was in director level position. So I was in charge of their warehousing, their customer care, just had a huge umbrella. And so I was working 80 hours a week. And then I would come home on nights, weekends, holidays, anytime that I had a free moment, I would work on Locsanity. fast forward a couple years, the company started to hit a little bit of a rough patch. And being that I was one of those folks that was well paid, they said, you know what, Charmaine, we're going to part ways with you. And that's when things really took off, because I was able to take my 25 years of experience in manufacturing and software and IT, and I was then able to pour all of it into this little baby that I had created, Locsanity.
Wow, that's cool there. Let's questions from my panel. Nola, what you got?
Hey, so thank you. Where can are the products? Okay, I'm assuming that they're in. You can buy them online, but
yes,
no,
stores,
you can buy the products are available at shopblackstarnetwork.com. Nola, this is the shop.
I'm gonna be nice. It's a new year.
Nola, this
I wasn't done with my question.
Nola, this is the shopblackstarnetwork.com segment.
Thank you.
So the products are available at shopblackstarnetwork.com.
Thank you, Roland. Thank you. In addition, are your products available in a brick and mortar store somewhere? In addition to
being able to get them here, you are able to, of course, get them in some of the more traditional e-commerce options. Of course, also our website. And we do have quite a few beauty supply store, also locticians that do carry our products in brick and mortar stores across the country. About 2 years ago, we had been accepted to be inside of Walmart, and then the current administration happened and they got rid of DEI and we were chopped. We were left on red, no responses, no emails, nothing else. And you know what? I think it's for the best, because now we've been able to really look at a lot of different options. And one of our favorite folks to work with are the mom and pops, the Black-owned mom and pops, because we try to give them the same margins that they would have gotten had we sold to Walmart. And so they're able to really push our stuff, make an amazing profit on all of our products, and we're getting good quality products into the hands of our people. And so it's a complete win-win for us.
And so for the folks watching, Nola as well, that when you buy Locsanity from shopblackstarnetwork.com, you're supporting them, but you're also supporting the show as well. Greg.
Thank you, Roland, and Nola as well. And Sister James, it's always a delight in this segment to see Black-owned businesses that are serving our people, not only providing products we want, but products we need. And this, again, Locsanity is another one in that chain. Along the lines of what Nola has just asked and what you just said, in fact, because of your background and your experience dealing with systems and understanding systems, how important is it to have that critical mass of Black institutions and Black networks? I'll tell you why I asked you that question. The other day I was in the mall. I went over there to pick up some shoes, and I walked past the beauty supply store, and I said, I haven't had the occasion of going to a beauty supply store. I don't even remember the last time. It's probably been decades. But I went in there just to look, and I'm like, wow. Now, clearly, we don't own the supply network, the chain. But I'm looking on the shelf, and one of the things that caught my eye was Bronner Brothers. I said, oh, there's Bronner Brothers. Now, of course, there was a time when Black folk actually controlled the politics and the economics of our hair. You're in Atlanta. You're part of that, like you say, you with the Global Hope Forum, and you're part of that network. How important is it for us to be able to go from beginning to end, as you call yourself an accidental entrepreneur, but driven by necessity, like Madam C.J. Walker was? You say, okay, I'm going to do this. But then when I looked on your website, I'm looking around, I see this supply chain blooming, and you're literally connecting with Black folk. And it just makes me happy, because this, maybe it's why I say one other thing about this. And please, just, anywhere you want to talk about this, please do. A lot of my students at Howard now, I see them even in the conservative school of business with locks. Former students used to go to Hampton and say, you got to cut your locks. Now they can wear the baby locks. And I'm saying, with this blossoming, is this an opportunity to recapture a market that we didn't concede, but in many ways was kind of taken with us? Any thoughts about any of that?
Yes, you are spot on. When it comes down to it, it really comes down to us maintaining our community, and how much of the funds, of the money that we work very, very hard for, how much of it can we really retain and circulate in our economy. And so, when it comes to, take our company, for example, the folks that work here look like me. So that means I'm able to provide good paying jobs in the South Florida market, which for anyone that knows South Florida, you know that it is pricey. But I'm able to employ people that look like me, give them good paying jobs so they're able to support their families, provide for their families. And in addition to that, I'm also able to then control who am I purchasing from. So for my raw ingredients, first and foremost, I'm looking for Black-owned, minority-owned companies whenever I can find them. I'm purchasing from them because I'm now taking my money and I'm putting it into their pots. And then they're then, of course, going to circulate it more in our community. So it all really comes down to how can we keep as much of our money, which everyone knows money is power. How can we keep as much of our money in our own economy and circulate it? And this is one of the ways that we've been able to do that. And so, when I have conversations with, my children and I'm trying to teach them about what does it take in order to build our community, in order to make it so that our communities are more self-sufficient, it comes down to dollars and cents. The people that I hire to manage my social media look like me. So here you have, folks that are not, did not even think that at one point that they were going to be a part of this ecosystem or not part of the ecosystem, because when I'm making hiring decisions and I'm deciding which vendors, which suppliers, who am I going to use for different services, I'm first and foremost looking for folks that look like me.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we partnered to create shopblackstarnetwork.com to be able to do these segments, connecting our audience with Black-owned companies. And so, folks, if you want to check out Locsanity products, simply go to shop.blackstarnetwork.com. Let me say that again, Nola, just in case you missed that. And so if you want to get these products, you go to shopblackstarnetwork.com. And if you go to the website, you will see Locsanity, the products right there. Just click right there. You see the full collection. And again, when you support the show, you're supporting the Black-owned company. You're supporting this Black-owned company as well. So, Charmaine, we appreciate it. Good luck.
And before I leave, Roland, I would be remiss if I did not mention one of the things that I'm always told to make sure that I do speak up and say something. Today, you see our panel. We have two gentlemen, and men make up half of the population, yet there are virtually no products out there for you guys. We actually have an entire collection that we've created just for the fellas. It's called Bold by Locsanity. So I had to throw that in there before you kick me off.
Well, I don't think me and Greg can worry about that, but I'm sure Mustafa and Omen Congo.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. You all have skin, don't you?
Yeah.
Say again?
You have skin, right?
Okay, well, see what you said, Locsanity. You talking about locks? You didn't say the skin part. You didn't say skin.
Like that. So
no. You talking about hair.
It's good though.
So we have a little bit of everything. So not only for your hair, that's only a part of it. We also have body wash. We also there you go. You have the.
You didn't say none of that, Charmaine.
And I am going to get in so much trouble with my team.
Charmaine, let me help you out, Charmaine. When you're selling, you got to say all of that. The whole setup was talking just about hair.
Yeah.
Greg, Nola,
yeah.
No,
that was it.
You are correct. You are. Yeah. I'll get better at this. I'll have to come back the next time so that I can talk about.
So you got products for hair, you got products for skin, you got body wash.
That's not what I heard, but okay.
Yes, we offer products.
No, all you heard was brick and mortar.
That's not what I heard, sis. I'm gonna go ahead and support you. That's not what I heard.
You lying. You didn't
even have to come back and say, "Oh yeah."
You lying. Nola, stop trying to dig yourself out.
You didn't even have to do that. Don't listen to him. I got you.
Yes, you did, because I'm looking at the chat right now, Nola. Like you, I see everything, and yes, brothers are sitting here saying, "All right, what
about me?"
You said skin products, not folk like cool.
See,
now I got
you come back and you say, brothers, we ain't forget about you, and look what they do. Girl, I'm sorry. I got you though. My loctician got you too.
No, but even when she said, brothers, we ain't forget about you, She ain't talking, but she was only hair. I'm just
So we
saying, you
do.
gotta tell.
We have you all covered. We
There
have
you
you all
go.
covered from head to toe. Even I see you have a
Roland, you
beautiful
still got
beard.
hair.
We even have a beard collection.
Oh,
We got you taken
Yeah,
care
and
of.
this is only normally I do not. First of all, I hate wearing my beard. This so I have not shaved in 3 weeks, so it's actually a bet. Somebody said, can I actually go a month without trimming my beard?
wow.
And trust me, it's driving me crazy. I normally prefer it's driving me crazy. I prefer, like, I'm trying to win the bet, but I prefer to have it trimmed all the way down. I have never gone this long without trimming my beard. Never.
We're gonna have to
So yeah,
send you some of the beard cure kit. That way you could fall in love with it, and it looks very distinguished.
It does
so
look.
I get you, but I'm trying to win the bet to see how long. Trust
How much
me,
longer do you?
at least 10 times a day, I'm like, I can grab one of these 3 clippers and just bring that sucker down. So I'm struggling not to do it when I wake up every morning. All right, Charmaine, we appreciate it. Thanks a bunch, folks. Locsanity, go to shopblacksunnetwork.com to check the products out. We appreciate it. Good luck. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for
And also,
having me.
I text John Hope Bryant with Operation Hope and told him you were on. So he said he was watching the segment as well.
Oh,
I
thank you
appreciate
so
it. Thanks
much.
a lot.